I'm not really going to be doing too much with the wooden parts, but this is what I want here, these steel ones. I'm going to rinse them off and we'll get started. I've colored my dough in pink, purple, and teal, and now I'm just going to create some striping in it by going like so. Cutting, and then I'm just like so, like that, and now I can kind of press it down. I'm gonna roll it a bit, it's not narrow enough. Break it again. That looks about good. It's not really a very scientific approach. Now I'm rolling this out. I'm going to do the thickness of my guides. There we go. That was fast. And there are my marbled dough. Doesn't that look pretty? And now I'm just going to cut my eggs. You can do it wherever you like. Some spots are obviously prettier than others. And don't forget, the other side is another mystery. It could be very pretty on the other side. Sometimes one side isn't great and the other side is really good. All right, so that's it. I'm going to lift off my extra dough. I'm going to show you what I mean by this one on the other side. You see, it's completely different. And now I'm just removing my excess. And I'm going to be popping these in the freezer. Now my extra dough, try not to knead it too much. Just kind of reassemble it, because if you overwork it, then the colors will be all kind of muddled. We still want to be able to reuse this. You see, if I don't knead it too much, it's still good. It still has another good batch of cookies in it. Well, there's my second roll, still good. Every time you re-roll though, your colors get more muddled. So try to maximize what you're getting in here. Here's my marbled cookie. This is the front of the dough, but I flip it over and it's much prettier, I find anyway, on this side. So I'm going to actually work with this side. And now I'm brushing on some of my egg wash. This is white food gel in an egg white. I removed the yellows just because obviously would kind of muck up my color. And so just a light coating of the egg wash onto the surface of the cookie. I found it's kind of easier to work with a dough that isn't too chilled. If it's too hard, it's harder to carve into the cookie, and so try not to have a cookie that's too firm. Now I'm using my sculpting tool, and I'm just my finger here just so that the cookie doesn't move too much, but it's tricky so that the cookie doesn't warp as well as you're pulling it towards you. And try not to go too into the dough or you'll make it weak or it might snap in two. There we go. And now I'm going to do a stripe at the top and another at the bottom. like so. And this tool here is to kind of do circles, so I'm just getting that out. And you see there, my pink got exposed. That's fun. And there's the cookie ready to be baked. So we have some nice colors peeking through from the white egg wash. On the edge where you have your fingers, if any of the egg wash comes off, you can kind of gently reapply. Just, you need to hold it, so it's kind of unavoidable, and it's still goopy because it's raw. All right, so let's pop this in the freezer to set up. Let's pick which side is better. About the same. So this is the dough. It looks a bit different than when we did this. This is the scraps. You see, it gives a different kind of effect. I'm brushing on the egg wash again. We're going to do a slightly different design for you to see. You can, I mean, you do whatever you want to do. I'm doing this. You can add a little piece of cookie dough on top like we did with the bunny if you want. All right, now I'm using I'll grab my other one. I like it better. It does a finer kind of line. And now here at the top I'm going to be joining. So if you want, you can actually mark it up with a toothpick before the egg wash, so you can kind of know where you're going to be carving. I did not do that. I'm just gonna wing it. I'm not really good at planning things. I'm more kind of fly by the seat of my pants type of a person. And now here, like so. This gives it more like a Fabergé kind of a look. These sections. All right, so my dough here is a bit too soft, I'm noticing. So you can come in the corners here and remove your extra cookie dough there. And now we're going to put this in the freezer to set up before baking. Here are the baked cookies. I just want to kind of bring in the other cookie that I did, the initial kind of prototype that got me thinking about this. And so I really like the chocolate with the white on top, but I wanted to see what it would look like with color. By coming closer to the screen here, you can see the crackle here, and then we have a bit of color. Now you can decide what you want to do at this point, if you want to decorate them a little bit more, or if you want to just leave them as is. Here is this kind of shape. This one here, if you look, the edges are very jagged. That's because the dough wasn't chilled enough, and so it causes this kind of like crackle like edge. I don't like that. That also happens if you're cutting your cookies without a cookie cutter and you're using a knife. You'll get this jagged edge if your dough is not well chilled. I like this one. So they all turn out differently. You see here, this one, the white isn't very dark. I'm going to try to decorate a couple to see how they turn out. As I mentioned before, this is a little bit of experimentation, and I just decided to share it with you. You know, just to kind of inspire you without going in a really clear direction with a project. So I used the same color icing as I did the dough. I had colored the dough pink, teal, and purple. I made those exact colors in icing, and now I'm just kind of playing around with the lines that I had carved into the cookie. You know, there's not any kind of real plan here. I'm just doing some random lines just to embellish that design that I created. And you can do whatever you want to do, obviously, and maybe this will inspire you for something completely different, a different type of a thing. Now the other thing I was contemplating was using a different color egg wash. This is white, just like with the other, you know, on the chocolate cookie. I did not yet do that kind of experimentation. I had this on the brain. I've been watching a lot of clay videos, and they paint the clay and then they carve out these sections, which I absolutely love. I love pottery and I love looking at those videos. You know, everything can translate into another thing. You see, these made some really cool cookies. Okay, so now I'm just going to go around here. Kind of decide if you want to do dots in here. That's something maybe you want to do. I'm not going to do pink in there because it's, that cavity is pretty pink, so let's go with the purple. There we go. And let's do, and there we go. So yeah, it's something a little bit different. It's a different look. Everybody has their own style, and this might feed your creativity for your particular style. I've been wanting to actually decorate this brown cookie. This cookie is old, unedible, but I just want to add some color to it to see kind of how it would look, you know, instead of having it just brown. And I've kind of been holding on to it for this video, and to remind me that I wanted to make this video. I get so many ideas that I don't ever execute just for lack of, like, my attention span is 2 seconds, and so I get an idea, then I get another idea, and it's whichever one gets lucky that gets executed. Sometimes it doesn't work out, you guys don't see it, but you know, most of the time I do show you guys what I come up with. It's always interesting to try something a little bit different. You don't want to constantly be doing the same thing. I know for me that's like the kiss of death. I need to do different stuff. It's just like how my wires are in my head. If I'm not creating, it's like I'm dying or something. It's been like that my whole life. All right, so this is finished. I gotta tell you, I really like this. I think it's fun. I think it's, you know, something a little bit different from what we always see. Now let me add some dots inside the chocolate line here. See how that looks. So the great thing about this, okay, is that you can actually make the crackle cookies and everything and just throw them in the freezer and then decorate the day of, like, Easter as a little activity. And since there's only lines, the icing will dry super fast. I really like this idea. You could have them just crackled without even, you know, doing the carving. Entirely up to you. So what do you guys think? Do you like this idea? And do you like them better decorated or plain? Love to hear what you think. I hope you enjoyed today's video. A little bit of inspiration for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and I'll see you next time. Here are some of my past cookie experiments. To watch these videos, simply touch the screen or you'll find the links in the description box. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Pinterest.